Hello and welcome to my channel, Solo Moon Tarot. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if not, then just welcome. I hope you enjoyed this video today. So today we're actually going to be focusing on a paranormal message. I don't know why I said that. Political message. And this is going to be part of it's going to be a channeled message that I'm going to share with you guys, and then we're going to look at some cards, and then we're also going to do a pendulum and ask some questions. Maybe we'll get some messages. And also, sorry, as I start this video, before I started this video everything was quiet, and now I begin the video and my cat wants attention. And she's being a little distracting. And maybe that's part of actually this message is there's a lot going on in politics right now. And as I say this, I am from the US, so you no matter where you're from, you understand the chaos that's happening in this country right now. But there's also political things that are happening in the rest of the world too that are crazy. Some do sound good. I have heard about some good news in some places this year. But yeah, just a lot of it. A lot of the news just feeds on this chaos and distracting us. We also have to be careful about distraction. When some leaders want us to look one way, we really need to be looking the other way, because what else are they doing? There's something else that's happening behind the curtain, right? It's the whole Wizard of Oz thing. Don't look at the man behind the curtain. But we need to pull back the curtain to reveal the truths. So, the channeled messages that I would like to share, I did channeled messages for 2 readings. I'm going to be filming a reading right after this that is more of a general reading. And some of that does kind of go together, but definitely in different ways. One is definitely more political focused, the other is more general focused. What do we need to know right now? What are we feeling? What are we going through? Things like that. For political, it's still what are we feeling? What are we going through? And so they can correlate to each other. And I've even had that in past videos too, where I was trying to focus on a general video and I'm like, well, actually political news is coming into this reading because it's our everyday lives as as general, as a whole, right? You can't really get away from it. And we can go off Facebook, we can go and turn off the news, turn off the radio, and that does help. But it's still there. Especially I'm like thinking about like somebody in a big city. And like let's say like New York City, that's kind of what's coming to mind right now. And maybe this is for somebody where you want to get away from it, but then you go to walk outside to go somewhere in the city, and because it's New York, you have screens everywhere. And I've never been to New York City, but I assume there would be some screens not only showing advertisement, but could possibly be showing the news as well. And if it's not, then sorry for being wrong about that. Again, I've never been to New York City, but that's kind of what it feels like. Like you want to escape, but you still have all these screens everywhere. You're still busy. Your mind is still busy because you've got advertisements, you've got the news, you got all of this going on. And so the media doesn't really want you to forget in many ways. For political stuff, sure, we need to take that break, but we also still need to be aware. The advertisement stuff, oh my god, turn that off. Right? It's too much. It's too much going on. This world has too much in the media. And it's just making everything really busy. So, but it's not just that. That was just a new message that was coming through. What I got last night when I was channeling for political stuff, and it goes for general too, the first thing I got was a sense of love. And I'm getting goosebumps right now as I say that. It's love from these protests. And it's not just the protests happening in the US. We just had the No Kings protest, and that was happening around the world. So it's not just love as a community in one country. It's love around the world. It's support around the world. And specifically with this love, it's about unity. And then as I was focusing more on the political stuff, I saw this image of a lotus of a lotus flower that was outlined in gold, and it was over a white structure. And then when I was getting ready for this reading, I found it pretty ironic that I pulled out the cards that I did today. That was not intentional. I just felt like I needed to pull out this deck. Now, when I had the vision, the lotus flower didn't necessarily look like this. It looked more like the lotus flower was on its side. And it was like this, where it was like outlined, and then you have the white behind it. And I paused a moment, and I'm just like, okay, why am I seeing this? And then I remembered in my past videos and other videos that I was watching from other people, lotus is what a lot of people have been using as a nickname for Kamala Harris, because her name means lotus. And then I'm like, it's over a white structure. And I didn't necessarily see the White House itself. It was more pointed. It kind of felt like the Washington Monument, which is just a big white pillar with a point on top. I think I'm saying that right. That's the Washington Monument, right? Yeah, I think I'm right about that. But it felt bigger than that. Bigger than just this big pillar. Alright. Excuse me. It felt like the structure in white it was blurred. It was like it wanted to come into focus, but it wasn't quite there. And so it kind of makes me wonder if, like what we've been talking about in my past videos, that could still be present even now, that there's still things happening behind the scenes to fix this problem, to fix the problem that's happening in government right now. And Harris may be a part of it. But it did also make me wonder at the possibility that she could be the one taking office, because we've talked about how the election and the votes were tampered with, and that the person, him, that we have in office right now is not really the one who's meant to be there. She should be there. Sorry if you heard that. That was my cat. Um, and that we've also talked about in past videos about like a re-election, and that Harris will win that. So it could be foreshadowing that, but that detail, that wish that we probably all have is not in focus just yet. Which then leads me to another thing that I want to say that was channeled was about an end being near. And I do think, because there's also a sense of knowing to this about the end being near, I feel like as a community, as a whole, this may not be for everybody, but I do feel like a lot of people are just waiting because we know this what's happening right now cannot last forever. We're just waiting for the end. We know it's going to end. We're just kind of sitting back and being patient about it. And maybe for some of us, that's what we can do, just sit back because we know, while others are actually going out and being active about it. Because there's different forms of protest right now. You've got the people who are being active about it, and then the people who are kind of stepping back and being like, hold on, I'm not able to physically go out there and do that. Or my schedule will not allow me to do that because I need to be the one supporting the home. Think whatever your situation is, right? But then you're going online and you're posting things against this regime. Even if you're not making it public, just the fact that you're sitting there shaking your head and going, no, none of this is right. This is not okay. This needs to end. That's still a form of protest because you're not giving in. You're not giving in to that energy. I did not expect you to do that, Kyrie. Mwah. Can we please get down because I have a candle? Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, she's very active and distracting, you see? He doesn't want you to know that the end is near. This regime doesn't want you to know that the end is near. And you can see that just from these protests, the No Kings protests that happened. There was no violence. And when somebody was there who seemed like they wanted to start something, they were actually arrested immediately. And that's why it was peaceful. And then we have the Orange Leader and his band of clowns trying to say, oh, these were paid people. Yeah, sure. Millions of people were paid. Okay. That's what you want to say to make yourselves feel better. The MAGAs are so few right now. This regime is losing the support. And when they come out and they insult us, they insult the people, that's just them trying to hold on to something that they know that they're losing. So I'm here, and many others are here posting on YouTube if there's readers focusing on politics. And then you also have like Midas Touch, who their news network or their news channel on YouTube. Their whole thing every single day is talking about what this regime is doing. And you can see that, yeah, there are annoying and frustrating things still happening. And then we can still kind of fall back and be like, hey, is anybody going to do anything about this? I do still think things need to happen, personally. Things need to happen faster than how they're actually going right now. But I also think that there are things happening behind the scenes that the public eye can't see. But we still, as a whole, have this feeling of end is near. There's a sense of death and rebirth, a change of the season, literally, too. Here, where I'm living at right now, is it's fall. We're going to be getting into winter. And then from winter, we go into spring. And spring here, where I'm living, usually happens in like March and April. And so I kind of feel like that's where we're heading. And as I'm saying that now, my ear is kind of ringing. Things may get worse before they get better still. But it's this change of a cycle. It's going to get worse because this regime is trying to hold on, but really it's dying out. And then as we get into the spring, we're going to see things start to bloom again. I also had this image when I was channeling of cherry blossoms. And then the cherry blossoms were a little bit more for the general reading that I will be recording after this. But I found it interesting because cherry blossoms are also in DC as well. And I don't know their blooming cycle in DC. I assume that it may be similar into Japan, where maybe they start to bloom in the spring. I'm not 100% sure on that. Okay, so don't quote me on that. But I felt like these cherry blossoms in relation to spring have the meaning of the cherry blossom, where it's a sense of renewal and new beginnings. So we have ending with the fall and winter, and then these cherry blossoms blooming in the spring, and just the sense of spring in general, where new beginnings are happening. But we need to make this stuff. We just need to make this thing that's happening in the government right now fade away. And then I had this feeling of what we've talked about on my channel before, of the golden future. And then it made me think of the golden lotus. And that even if Harris doesn't become president, if that prediction does not happen, she's still somebody who has put her face, her energy out there to help us move forward into the golden future. And so from right now until like 2030, 2032, we're going to be seeing this progression. And we've talked about it before, other people have talked about it before on other channels, that again, it's going to get worse before it gets better, but this golden future is still in our path. We're still heading that way. It may not feel like it right now, but we are. So, Spirit, my channeled message, wanted to end that with, don't panic. Don't panic. It's going to be rough, but it'll get much better. So have trust. Just trust the process. So let's go ahead and look at the cards that I have laid out here. I haven't looked at them. I just felt like I needed to draw them before we started the video. So we've got the Page of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Tower, okay, and then the Three of Wands. Yeah, right away, just from the images alone, what I'm getting is we have, at first I looked at this image and I was thinking of like the media, this regime, being in this active wand energy, trying to start something and bring their beliefs into this country. But then they are quickly bound up, shooken up, and then just kind of left out to dry. But this card doesn't really fit that. So what this makes me think of more is this is the people. This is the people protesting, taking a stand, and trying to start this new beginning of what we really want in this country, what we really want in this world. You know, if we're just focusing on all the countries, not just in the US, but all the countries, wanting a better future, wanting that golden future. We may feel right now that we're a bit tied up. It's hard. We're not moving fast enough. It could also mean we're still feeling the pressure from the media, like what I was talking about, where it's just all around us and every single day it's something new, and sometimes it doesn't feel like we're moving anywhere forward. But these protests that keep happening show, and how they keep growing too, shows that we are making a difference. So just keep pushing back at this regime. The Tower is always meant to show up when things need to be shooken up, when things are going to shake up. This is the card of things are going to get worse before they get better. And after that happens, we're on this new journey. We're on this new journey to do better. And there may be a time where we're going to be a little unsure of what to do, because it's like, okay, now that's problem's gone. Where do we go from here? How do we rebuild? It's almost like I'm seeing right now the images that I saw of the White House, the section of the East Wing of the White House being destroyed for his big ballroom idea. And that is a good example of a tower moment. Things breaking down. Even some tradition breaking down. Some traditions actually may need to stay broken down so then we can make new ones. But once he's gone, that area is going to get rebuilt. So it's kind of like a symbolism thing, where something old is being broken down. And then once that cause is gone, we can start something new. Let's see if we can get any more. I felt like this one wanted to come out. Yep, we have the Archer. This one too. We have the Magnifying Glass. And the one on top, we also have birds. And these two. We have man, and we also have ring. Yeah. Taking careful aim with this archer for the direction that we want to go in. To be direct, precise, focused. We need to communicate. And I kind of feel like with that communication, I got this big sense with the protesters communicating of doing another big protest, another No Kings protest, making it bigger than the last one. So communicating to fight back, making that quick but careful, direct aim to fight back. With man, magnifying glass, and the ring, I questioned if the man was ye who must not be named. You know who's sitting in the White House chair right now. But this could also, I feel like this man card can also represent other people. If it is representing Orange Man, then he may be having communications during this time, making pacts. I don't think he would be the one using the magnifying glass to look at things clearly. He's kind of just showed, like, if somebody that he likes, they go, oh, they want that? Okay, sign it away. Give them money for what they want. So I don't think he's looking. It may be the people who work under him that are looking. Or it could be the person he's making the pact with. But I am also getting the energy of the behind the scenes going on that we're not going to be able to see. Not even in tarot. Maybe little bits here and there that are okay for us to know. But some things, even though we want to know, should we know? Because we don't want to get in trouble. And it's probably also a sense of protection that they don't want me to say. But I do get a behind the scenes feeling to this, where people who are trying to fight back, who are trying to fight this regime, are taking careful aim to get more clarity, review documents, review probably votes. Maybe there's some alliances happening behind the scene too. So let's go ahead and get into the pendulum. Okay. So, for anybody who doesn't know, this is Mia, my pendulum. Her name is Mia. So let's go ahead and see what Mia gives us today. What is she going to help channel for us? Okay, so I'm just going to ask some simple questions first. And I'm going to ask, was everything that I've said right now in this reading, with these messages, correct for the public to know? Yes. Thank you. Are there still things happening behind the scenes that we don't know about? Yes. Thank you. Okay, Mia's kind of swinging a little slow today. And that's okay. It kind of goes along with when I lit my candle before I started recording. Yesterday when I recorded to do some videos where I was like getting my channel started again, to be like, hello, I'm back. My the thing that I did after that for the meditation, the candle actually went really big, really fast, and started cracking. Today, when I lit the candle, the flame started very low, and it grew big, but it was slow to grow big. Slow and steady. And that's kind of how Mia is swinging right now. It's just slow and steady. And that's been the energy for today, for these messages, including the general message that I'll record after this. It's just the slow and steady energy. Things aren't going to happen right now, but they will. And it's going to grow. Probably like these protesters, the amount of people are going to grow. Is that correct, Mia? Yes. Thank you. Are there any messages that you would like to share? She's swinging to possibly. Okay. I thought I would get a yes or a no. You don't need to share anything that you don't want to share. So let's ask Spirit. Do you have any messages for us? Yes. Thank you. What is your message? I feel like they're pointing to a month. Are you pointing to the month of May? Yes. Okay. And that's going to be May 2026? Yes. Okay, what about May in 2026? Okay, we got K. I think I know where this is going to go. We have A. Are you going to be spelling out the name Kamala? Yes. Okay. We did predict things. Let me just give me a break here, even though she's swinging slow today. So, we did predict in past videos and other people that like late spring, early summer, and then it kind of moved to late summer, that Harris would be in another election. And we've also talked about on this channel how energy moves. Sometimes things happen later than expected. So we could be seeing those predictions move into next year. So let's ask. Let's ask Spirit. Was what I said about Harris and a re-election in May of next year correct with the energy moving? Yes. And that was a bigger swing. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share? No. Okay. So we will save any other predictions for the next video. But I promised you guys that we will be ending on affirmations in my videos. And if I ever forget an affirmation, I apologize. But let's go ahead and get an affirmation just to make us feel good. I feel like these two wanted to pop out. So the first one we have is, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. And then we also have, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through lens of love. I know this one for sure popped up yesterday. This one I think might have as well. I'm also seeing some gold in here too. And I feel like mentioning this, I was going to talk about this in the general reading because I had the color gold pop up in there too in a different way. Because we've been talking about white and gold a lot. And white I always just see as purity. Gold talks about wealth and success. It also talks about a connection with spirit and divinity. And I just feel like as a whole, it's just revealing this clear path. This white and gold is revealing a clear path. And when we're talking about politics, I really do feel like when we see the lotus in gold over white, a white structure, it could be talking about Harris revealing that clear path, maybe even clearing that path, working with a team to clear this path, the path to the golden future. Yeah, I really don't feel like she's done yet. She's not done. The people who are working with her are not done. Again, we can't see it. The public can't see it. But just focus on your energy to help get through this political stuff. Focusing on not just fighting back, but also take care of yourself and continue manifesting what you want. If you feel like you can't really, if there's nothing in your personal life that you want to focus on right now, then yeah, go ahead, focus on the political stuff that maybe that's where you feel directed to, to be. And so just keep focusing on what you want and manifest it, but also focusing on your inner light. And it's through the lens of love, and that's what we were talking about. This world is full of love. You're full of love. We're all full of love. Love wins. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for coming by and watching this video. It went a little longer than I anticipated, but we got through it, and it feels good, right? Even though it's chaotic, it feels good. Love feels good. So, again, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you in the next video.